What we are building in this course is Chrome extension, which is a developer's toolkit. It's already published to the Chrome web store. So you are not just building a prototype here, you are building a full-fledged Chrome extension that is accepted by the Google with all the requirements we have fulfilled. And we have used zero manual coding. Everything is done by AI inside our code editor. So here, what we have built is the developer's toolkit. Go to the link in the description box, try that out for yourself. And here, just enable that Chrome extension here. You will find the title, description, metas, and there's a schema which is not on this page. So if I go to the course page here, you can see the schema that is installed is course, organization, person, course instance, and the BreadcrumbList. And there's the PageSpeed Insights. You can simply check that here, but you need a PageSpeed Insights API in the settings here. And there's the Open Router API key for all the added AI features. And there you can also select all the models from the Open Router API key. It fetch in real time. For example, there may be a new model and it is being ages. I have refreshed that. If you click on refresh, you will see all the latest models right here. As you can see on the 5.2 chat, 5.2 Pro, and list goes on. So there is a writing tone. So if you want AI to output in your own tone, you can simply add that here. So there's a light and dark mode for the better features. Let's go to the dark mode now. And here we have a different type of tools which we have built on this. For example, the forms. Let's go to the contact section of my website, and there is a list of forms. So you can automate form filling with this. For example, you can simply add the presets here, which I have already added for this Truman. You can simply autofill that. You can see on the left here is name, email, subject, and the message. And you can also AI fill this. So it will get your data, which is pre-filled, and customize that with the help of AI. So this is what you can do. There you go. And you can add your own preset here with have message, subject, email. So you can add different preset. For example, guest posting for different, contacting for some opportunities different. You can personalize every message with the help of AI. So this is one. And there is a form manipulation. You can, if you are building a form for your website, you can simply manipulate that, for example, with these clear radios, clear fields, or something like that. So there is a display and debug. If you are a developer, you know about this. For example, if you want to display, maybe there's a design feature that you don't have that outline of your inputs. You can outline the fields. You can field without labels. You can add that for a better development of your form. So there's a validation and security, and there's an endpoint environment, AI features, which is the populate with the AI. You can simply do that here with the AI. It will all populate with its features, as you can see here. So this is the random data uploaded by this. So you can test that while you are configuring a form for your website. So this is an import export. You can export in different type. For example, the React hook form, the Next.js, Angular, Vue, and the plain HTML as well, based on the page you are working on. So there's a payment testing. So this is very unique feature, because if you are going to test your payment form, you can simply use the presets. For example, if you are doing the testing of the Stripe and the PayPal, you can simply add that from here. This is all working cards from their sandbox. You can test that out. So these are about the form. This is the cookies. So cookies is basically to inspect and edit the cookies that is being on this particular page for better understanding what that website is doing right now with type of cookies they are collecting for you for the data privacy. So you can load, create, bulk edit, and there's a privacy and compliance. So this is a 100% privacy score for this website. So you can test that out on, and you can also classify all the cookies here. So there's a 3P spotlight, risk flags. There is a list of tools. Also the AI cookies purpose explainer. If you click on it, it will explain what type of cookies this website is using and the purpose of it as well. There you. So there's a CSS, which I love. There's a CSS section, which is inspector and editor. So if you click on the start inspector, you can inspect any part of your page with the rules of CSS from the right side here. You can simply edit this, copy this, and generate with AI, regenerate that with the AI. You can do that here. So there's a style control. You can simply toggle, enable, and disable all the styles like that. You can see where your conflicts in the designs are. So these are the CSS feature. So there's a design extraction. You can extract colors from that specific page to get all the palettes from it, and you can redo that on your website. So this is something, and you can also reimagine that. So random color to see here, there's a dark mode, light mode. You can simply do that here. You can also generate this with the help of AI palette as well. So this is a typography. So for example, you want to reimagine your website with a different font and you want to do that. So you can simply do that with the help of preview Google Fonts. There are 109 fonts in different categories. You can simply mouse over to it and select and see which type of font actually suits you better. So this is another way to see or preview your website. So there's the analysis tool and layout tools. framework helpers. You detect tailwind classes, CSS in mapper. There's AI features as well. The list goes on, and we have added also JavaScript, so number of scripts there, and runtime debugging. You can go ahead and check that out. And there's a network and API. If you are doing a API calling, you can simply debug that using this JavaScript. And there's a media, number of media tools, basic image editing tools for disable images, hide background images, and you can inspect each and everything using media. And there's actually more. You can simply open the gallery here and export that to the zip file, and also export, for example, let me go to the home page of this and reload this. Click on open gallery, and you will find all the images being used on this particular page, and you can simply select all, simply download that, or deselect all, or select a piece of media you want and download it as well. So there's a AI features, all text generator. You can simply do that with the help of here. And there's more resizing of the window, so you can resize from here. There's a AI tool center, and there's a AI agents as well. So here it will all the information about your page and give you the insights, and based on these categories for performance, security, and W1Y, SEO, and the code. And you also have this AI chat section, for example, suggest any improvement needed. So either you can give access to the network, or give all this access from the code network page console and start chatting about it, and it will provide you personalized answer where your page need improvement. There you go. So page load speed 4 seconds should be under 2 seconds, and design and UX, content clarity, technical SEO, priority fix, reduce page load time. So there's a more tool stack, link analysis. It will scan page for the internal, external, and the broken links as well. You can export that to the CSV file. And for the more tool, there's a text tag, which text tag has been used. You can get from here. Page outline, for example, headings. It will show where the heading tags has been used on the page. There is a validation for the HTML, CSS, accessibility links, schema, and you can test any page for the schema right here, and the list goes on collection. We have around 300 plus tools built using AI, zero manual coding. And also for the history, you can get all the charts from the history which you have used, just like here. So this is the powerful extension which any developer can use in their daily life. So grab this for free. I will put link in the description box. Use that. And if you want to know how I have built it, I have completed the course. I have put the course on members.promptslab.com. Go and check that out in the courses section. We have built a full Chrome extension. You can simply view that and that yourself with the added prompts, courses, lessons, everything is there. So to get started, first thing you need is brainstorming your ideas. One thing you can do is use a deep research mode across any chatbot you use, for example, ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini, and brainstorm the ideas what you want to create. So obviously you want to create something that is missing from the competitors, right? So for that, I already shortlisted one is developers toolkit. So it has various sections. I want that extension to control the cookies, CSS forms, which includes the auto filling of the forms, images, links, outlines. Outlines show the hierarchy of the page. Lookups AI. And for the references, I refer Chrome extension, which is already available in the Chrome store about Chris Pedrick's web developer, which is I think the number one extension in Chrome. First, you need to do a little bit of research. So research has three phases. So first is the idea. Once you get the idea, then second is to research for its competitors. So for that, let's go to the Chrome web store here. So I want to create something like a developers toolkit. Here I will say developers toolkit. So if you search for it, it has a different platform specific, or I will say the library specific, React, developers toolkit. Even a developer it has encode and decode, just basic tools. But you need to do one thing is to add the rating and above. So 4 and above, obviously the 5 and above will be a 1 or 2 reviews. You don't need that. So you need a 4 and above here. So there you will find all the top extensions here. So now you can simply go to each one and see what lacks in them. So I already listed out those things, but we will develop on the go. So after you do this, then research for the ideas or the research for the features using the AI itself. So first is you note down what you want to create, and then use ChatGPT, any other models out there to brainstorm the ideas what you want to create more to it. So here is the prompt which I tell you what I want to create, then do the brainstorming what we can build using Chrome extension. So then it's don't suggest mediocre features which can be done with the copy and paste. And for this, always choose the extended thinking one because it will take much more time to think about it. For example, here, it will also search for the web for the up-to-date docs. So these are the list I have told you I want to optimize in these areas. And for reference, I given a reference to the top Chrome extensions documents. So this is very important to in that don't list them and don't try to conclude or break the list. But because there are many chatbot out there that actually restrict the outcome once they know they are reaching the limit. For example, their output limit can be a 8K. So if they are approaching towards the 8K, they will limit that response and break that and conclude their output. So you have to include this, don't conclude early. So if you haven't finished that, just ask me to write more. So these are the things that I want to create. After this, third stage is to get the context MD5. Context MD5, or like I've told you in the previous course of the AI MVP, and you are going to use inside your code editor. If you're using cursor, then go ahead and add from the cursor. If you're using with subs, so here first I want my AI to have every knowledge of how to build a perfect Chrome extension. To give the context of how to build or develop a Chrome extension, you need to go to developers.chrome.com. There you have this developer section, but there also get started to build your first extension. So here what I'm going to say is research online for how to build Chrome extension. Get every detail about it from the docs links mentioned below and crawl more as per your knowledge, and then build context.md file for future references. So there you go. So first is giving this hello world is the basic extension. So then we go to the develop section and you will find all the URLs here. And in the bracket say deep crawl this. And then start suggesting all the URLs behind. Just give it a demo URLs here. So for example, this is the develop. So whatever the links you can get from here, for example, design the user interface, how to design a side panel. So if you click on it, open its own documents, side panel here, and give it all here from manifest 3 to version 3. Now in the bracket, just type the deep crawl here. So there's a different types of here. Let it run. This is already done. So side panel is also done. So there's some Chrome actions which we need, context menus which we need. That's it for now. And they build. And in the conclusion, deep crawl more URLs as per your workflow. We need to build Chrome extension. You must have every bit knowledge of it and create MD file. So just type this and now let the agent sail through all the URLs here and provide a context.md file. It has built the context.md file. Now coming forward to the next is to shortlist our tech stack, but we know what is commonly used in developing Chrome extension JS. You need to copy and paste the research you have done on the ChatGPT phase 2. So for this, just copy and paste all everything you have done, okay, for this and here. So here what you need to tell it to suggest tech stack to use to build Chrome extension for developers toolkit for the following features. And now just copy and paste this here. So here I will say for AI, let user add open router API key and fetch model accordingly. So let it analyze first and see what it says. Now it's give me all the tech stack it needs to build all the features that we have pasted from the ChatGPT. And now here what we ask is to now create build MD to cover all the features we need to build, including text stacks and search web for its best practices and update build MD doc. Now it will create a new .md file which has all the information what it need to build, such that on every iteration or every interaction with the AI agent they know what we need to build and accordingly need to update its progress. So let that complete and there you go. Now it will start creating the build.md file. Then we will create a cascade rule. Why did builds our build.md file? Let's shortlist our UI features, shortlist our fonts. So for the font, I want something like business one. That will be great. And in the business one, I just want appear to be something like transitional. So this one looks great. Okay. So for the UI, this looks great. Okay, so build MD file has been created. Now let's say for font to be used is Google font. Now for the colors, like I told you in the AI MVP, you can use those tools. And for this, let's move on to the colorhunt.co. So it has this palette that has all the combination from 1 to 2, 3 colors. So you can easily give that. And let's see, I think this one looks great. Just copy and paste these colors for UI color. These what I need there for light and for dark, and this one for ambience. Use font awesome for the fonts. Intuitive side panel design with best practices. So now side panel. So after you suggest all the, now for the best UI UX practices, there are actually many documents out there online. So what we do, search for UI UX best practices for our use case and update build MD file. So build out MD file has all the information related to what we need to build, tech stack. After this, we will create a cascade rule. Great. So it added the UI UX system, as you can see here. So it searched for the UI UX best practices, created online, and there you go. Now we need to create a cascade rule. For that, go to the settings icon and settings. There's a cascade. So there will be a cascade rules section, which is under the customization manage rule. So here you need to create a project rule. So here what we need, Chrome, just like that. And here icon always on. Here we will say you are Chrome extension developer. You are responsible to create extension as per users guidelines. Then always read and aware of build MD file and content file before suggesting or building any output, and then create update progress MD file after each successful generation, and in the end update your memory as well. So what it has is, it has the context of how to build a Chrome extension, the best practices. Then there is a build.md where we have all the features by best practices. So after that, I needed to build a progress.md file such that they have a documented wise progress for each day. It can go and analyze this progress and then document it well. So it will be beneficial for us too. And then it will also add that to the memory. After that, click on Control plus Save. So as you can see, it will highlight in the rule section. Activation mode should always be on. So now going back to our charts here. So here what I'm going to say is start building our extension. That's it. So let's see what it'll do after the first chat. First chat is done. And here what it will build the side panel, pop-up panel, manifest.json, background.js, content overlay.js. Let's go to the Chrome extension like here. Let's go here. Now we need to enable developer mode. To enable that, just here you will have the developer mode, just toggle that on, and next it says to click load unpacked, and we will do that here, load unpacked option, which is here. There is a pack extension as well, but we need to do the load unpacked. So browse through your directory where your extension is here. This is the extension. Click on select, and now it has selected the developers toolkit one, and then click on the extension to see the pop-up. Open side panel via context menu or action click. Open DevTools, Dev Toolkit tab for the DevTools panel. Okay, so there's a two options here. So first, let's go here on the extension. So there's a developer toolkit. Let me do here and go to my website like promptslove.com, and here let's enable this. Oh, great. So it has the side panel, which is, to be honest, great. So this is our side panel, which is looks great until now. So this is the basic. And now let's say to start. Here it says to test the dev tools. Click on the, go to the dev tools. Then there's a dev toolkit tab for the dev tools panel. Tools. So I think there should be a panel. There we go. We have a dev toolkit. So here we can also analyze our consoles network for developers as well. So anyway, click on coverage. The section is CSS coverage coming. So this is JavaScript network outline. So the outline one is working, as you can see here. So this is the outline, page outline, and more is coming soon. So let's close this and say here, want me to add icons, expand a specific feature, continue adding features as per build MD file. So I want this to read the build.md file and start building the features. So let it complete. Okay, so here's the update. After the first chat is AI agent created the overview section, which has the page info, quick stats, which is the number of cookies, links, and images. So if I go to the cookie, it will tell you the type of cookie it is, but it doesn't have that detail for newbie. And there's a links which shows the internal and the external, and there's all the list of images that is on the website. There's a form. So you can autofill the test data export schema. And if I go into the inspect elemented dev tools, so it has this dev toolkit. So here you can see the CSS diagnostics, which is the grid overlay. So you can simply select the type of elements that you have on your page. So this is the contrast check. So this is a contrast check complete, found zero potential low contrast elements. So this is very important for the person with the disability. So here is a find unused CSS analysis, total rules, this unused rule are this. So this is a 31%. Obviously we need to add a better UI. So this is style sheet, which is the rules are this, and the type of CSS, the inline, and the list goes on. So this is the elements inspector. So if I click on it, okay, so it's not working like we want. So maybe it needs, so there's a console error, start capture. So if you want to do something that is not working, so it will start capturing the console and it will display the result here. Scan event listener. So these are the events that is currently on the website. And there's a global detect global variables. So these are the global variables which you can see here. Obviously we need to improve the timeline. So this is the XRF fetch request. If you click on capture. So these are the fetch requests with the statuses. So this is beneficial if you want to see which part of your page is not working with the error status codes. So here you will get all the information about it. There's the outline. So this is the page structure as well. So obviously we need a better UI for this, but we need to move this outline to here. I suggested some modification to our AI extension to create paginated ones. I want to display the metas here, the title, the page speed scores, and also the settings for the AI and all the tool list here like in the cards. So this is what I suggested here to create a card style. And before add this metas, so let's complete to add our settings option, the metas option as well. Then we will move forward. Okay, so here's the update. And when I reload this and launch this, so this is the meta which I wanted. So obviously if I click on refresh, so it will tell you the number of images that is currently on the page and it will list out like here. So if you click on it, you can save, but I want to add a zip folder here to download a zip, but we will do each category one by one. So I'm just doing the toolkit here, let the AI chat work, but it's still not working because of the AI model. So I want it to get all the AI models from the Open Router AI dynamically just using the docs. And there's a light and dark version. This is actually pretty cool if you see. So this is the dark color which I mentioned. So this is the light one. So I like the light one better. Anyway, I want to add a toggle button of light and dark here. What more it has done is the autofill. So if I go to the form here to the contact section, so if I click on the auto, so it's actually working. So we need to add an input like add form data. For example, whenever it's the name, then it will include my name and autofill the data here. So this is export schema. So the schema has been copied to the clipboard. Let's see what type of schema. So the method are here. This is the schema of the page. You can simply get from this tool. So there's the cookies. So this is the different types of, there's a snapshot as well. Anyway, the CSS unused one, contrast one. So as you can see, the 77% of the rules are unused. So we need to add more tools here. It's just this one, but also the grid. So it will show you all the grids on our page. So let me deselect the grid here. So there's a JavaScript. If there's any JavaScript, it will monitor that for here. For example, let's load. So after the load, it will check the console. It's not have any error. So there's the globals, there's the media section, the videos and the form. I want to add the zip here. So this is a resize. So you can simply resize your window accordingly. So there's a different type of AI tools, summarize, accessibility check, security audits, SEO review. So we will add these features later. There's a more tool, link analysis. So if you click on the link, it will show the internal and external security headers. If there's any, could not fetch headers. There's a text stack. Which text stack is this? WordPress or any other? So it cannot do that, but maybe the functionality is, this is the page outline, which is responsive here. The all meta tags. There you go. This is a list of all meta tags. The color palette used is also there. So this is can be bundled inside our designing tools here. Anyway, let's go to the dev tools here. Click on inspect element and there is a dev toolkit. So here it says the grid overlay. So it will show the grid overlay of the CSS. There's a JavaScript which start capturing the errors. There's a network which is pretty standard, which we have already done here anyway. So now going forward to some more customization to the UI, and we are done. Then we will do with the tools one by one. Is I want to make side panel responsive. As you can see, it is overflowing on the right. There you go. So make the side panel responsive as meta boxes are overflowing to right, and retrieve all models from the OpenRouter API. Use the web docs for the same. And there's a light and dark mode icon on the head inside the cookies, and explain each cookie simply how it impacts your privacy. So there's a new Chrome extension image I have created, or logo you can say I've created. So I wanted to add here because it's looking pretty dull here. We need to implement that. We will also implement our AI agentic features to it. So now it's done. So I have reloaded the extension, and here you go. This is what we wanted. And the number of images on here is only one. There you go. And this is also responsive. As you can see, the panel will be open like here. So this is quite responsive. And if I just, yeah, this will be, and if I go to the settings here, so this is a new option, and here refresh models. And for that, we need to get our OpenRouter API key. And for, let's go to the OpenRouter AI and get our API key, log in with my email ID and paste that here, click on save. So let's refresh the model. And now you will see all the models here are divided by with the pricing, but it has all the OpenAI models. We want beyond that. So I will say OpenRouter API retrieving only GPT models. We need all models to be retrieved, and make sort by latest to oldest, and make it searchable. So this is the first thing we need to fix. And next is page speed is not working. So let's ask about this page here. Ask AI about this. Let's see, summarize this page. So let's see what it will do. Yeah. Okay. So it's working, but we need to add more styling to it. So we just want to test if it's working. Let's optimize this to also for AI chat. Whenever user ask about the page, oh, it's dedicated tab. Add AI chat toggle button as well. Also add ask AI feature with icon to each tools to give context to AI about each tool and get info. Also add download as zip of all images package in one. And what else we need is, let's see. Okay, so it doesn't have that ask AI button anyway. So let's move on to the dev tools here. Yeah, we need much more information to be displayed here. Anyway, this is done for now. Also add chat output formats readable as it's currently rendering in markdown format. Instruct the AI not to add any intro, just answer to the user's query and output in HTML such that it renders optimized format to user. Add copy to clipboard button, etc. Generic AI features. So let it complete. So this will be the last of day one. So we will be adding a complete developers toolkit, and for that to build, I don't know how many days it will take. It's just the day one, and then we will publish that to the real Chrome store. These two things we need to do. So let it done, do this for today, and we will review that and call the day off. Here's the update. So let me reload this and reload this again. And the meta is also working. The schema is none for this page. And this is a page speed check, and they added this link to check that on pagespeed.web.dev. We don't need that. We will be using their IP to get all the scores here. If I go to here, let's reload this. So this is also working. And what else? Okay, so in the settings, the model selector is here with the different type of provider, MetaLlama, and the list goes on. So let's check this one. This one is pretty good, and click. So it's already saved. Now going forward to here, there's a search model option. For example, if I want to search Claude, so there is a Claude 4.5, which is 5 per million. This is actually quite cheap anyway. So let's ask about this page, summarize this page, and let's see the result here. So it started thinking it, and there you go. So it added the output format, this of this page, main purpose, provide a way for user to contact option, and these are the options. So that's it for today. Let me go to the dev toolkit. Yeah. And now if I go here in the inspect section of dev toolkit. So it's also the pretty same. So this is the structure of our Chrome extension, but we will build more. We will add more information to it, the form feature, the autofilling, the cookies, CSS, JavaScript features, and the list feature, but we will do one by one. And this is all for today. We have implemented our Chrome extension with the perfect UI, AI chat integration. We have added all the metas and basic structure to power up our Chrome extension. Here's the day 2 of building our Chrome extension. Now let's start with one by one functionalities. Okay. So now if we go to the dashboard, let's start with the forms. So in the forms, I want to add a couple of things here, not a couple of things. It will be a 20 or 30 features. Let me give you an overview what I want to add in this. So these are the basic features that you can see here. First, I want to add the autofill option. A user can add the presets for example, like name, pin code, or description, or anything. For example, if you want to do outreach or guest posting, and you may have a lot of forms to fill online, and for that you can use your presets, and presets may have this functionality to add your name or description and messages. You can autofill that, and for that we have the option of autofill with the help of presets, and there is the autofill with the AI. So AI can get all the information of you with the presets, and it can fill the form for you. And there is a add tone in the settings so that it can write in your own tone, so that will be beneficial. And there's the autofill with the features with the presets, check all unboxes, uncheck all unboxes, clear form fields. So this is very beneficial for the developers. So there's many features. There's also AI features I want to add is AI schema and validation suggestion, which is AI test case generator, and there's AI conversion optimization ideas. So if you are a web developer, you need these, but with the AI, it will give you an enhanced answer. Make all of these features implement by one and test the same. So I don't want it to just make it all by once and don't test that. And divide the same into the card style. You have to define the style you want inside your font layouts and make all layouts responsive, obviously. And there is a divide them under each category, like security, import, export. I don't want to list them like boring cards here without defined its category. So this is what I've added to define its category and then move on. And there I've said don't stop until you do all of the above. So I have the inside the window, I have this auto continue, so it will continue after the last checkpoint. So it won't stop until it's all finished. So let me press enter and let it complete. The form module complete with 48 plus features organized in 8 categories. Okay, so we need to first is to reload our extension. For the reload, here is the reload. So it's reloaded. Let me go to any forms out there. prompts.com, we have a contact form. Let me go here. Okay, so we have different kind of categories which are preset and autofill. We can add a new preset. Let's add something. Okay, so here rain, I want to add from the email which I want to add is admin and problems love, and a subject which usually is for guest posting or something like that, and messages text area about guest posting inquiry for, let's say, for our site only, promptslove.com. So this way we can add the preset, but we need to optimize this. So let's add more fields to forms, that is pin codes, pin code, dates, and what other can be added, state, country, payment, info, etc. Add more fields to preset forms. So this is the one we can do anyway. Let's click enter a preset name. Okay, we need to enter a preset name, Raman. So this is one preset we have added. So you can select the default preset, so we can simply autofill that with the help of this. And there's more we can add, but let's do that with the, so when we select the prefill, there you go, we are actually adding that to our form on the left. But if I say AI generating the data, let's see what it will add here on the left. There you go. So it's actually very personalized email with the AI. So this is actually great. We can also add the random data. From the left, you can see random data here. So capture current form data captured. So there is a clear form. So if form is here, we can easily clear that with the help of this, or we can restore the previous one, which is great quick actions here. So this is a preset and autofill. 8 tools added with the help of AI fill, with the help of preselects, and it can add this here. This is great. So form manipulation, you can simply check all field, uncheck all fields. So if there is a check button, so we can simply check that and uncheck that. So clear radios, get to post to get. So there you go, get to post completed, post to get completed, select text completed, make right table, all these features. So expand display text area, all the text area has been expanded. So enable autocomplete, complete. So these are the form manipulation which can be done. So the displays are here. Let's take on the form details are. So first is the name. It will tell you the form details about it, and show password. If I want to say the show password, so there you go, it will show the password. And fields without label, so it will show that, which is not. View info is all about this particular here. Multi-step detector, there's no multi-step. So multi-step is, you may have come across the form that has paginate forms. Simply detect that with the help of this, the outline fields. So it will outline only the fields that is available. That's great. And now this is a display and debug. So first it will display the form details. So it's actually the same. Okay, we were here. Validation, and remove the validation completed. And it will be helpful when you are actually developing a website. So that's where it will help you to remove the validation map. So this is the validation map. So client server, so it will show not validated, not validated. So if we start validating, it will show here. So there's an access tester. So it will say the field tested is 2, and the captcha inspector, no captcha services detected. There's an error catalog. So if we process something here, so it will show that error catalog here. So let's type this here. Let's say start capturing started. So the error is here, error capturing started. So we have the need to do under validation and security. Where is our nodes? So we need to add all the error capture started inside validation and security, right? So what else we have here? Validation AI features. Let's populate with the AI. So this is a generate test cases. So if you click on it, it will provide you a TypeScript code that will create a sample test that you can perform while developing. So there's a conversion optimization. It will tell you what you need to do for the better conversion from your forms. So it says reduce form length, real and perceived, keep only essential field, which is email. So there's a consider password, which is continue with the Gmail. This one, you don't need to add anything else. So improve field grouping and flow, and the list will go on. It will provide you the insights here. So this is the bunch of AI features for your imports. You can actually create a React hook form like here, right? So Next.js action. So there's an Angular, which is here, and there's a view which you can export, and the plain HTML here. So JSON schema you can also get. You can get a Zod schema as well. So this is the form blueprint export, and this is a payment testing. So you can add any payment cards here with the help of Visa. So obviously we don't have that card. Stripe test, PayPal sandboxes. So PayPal sandboxes has their own cards and decline cards, MX card option, final expiry. We need to improve that payment testing cards. So for this, what we will need to do is improve payment testing cards, search at web for up to date test cards for development for Stripe, Visa, PayPal, Sandbox. So this will add more robust features to our Chrome extension. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this and paste that here. There's few improvements needed. This also remove double heading like attached image. So here what I want to improve as well is this double headings here. We don't need to add this. So to improve that, we will just provide the picture. Let's see what else we have to do. I think this is enough for our form category, and let's paste that out and let it complete. Then we will move forward to the CSS one. Our patch has been done. The improvement's been completed. Let's test what it has done. So to do that, we need to again go to the extension, reload this and reload the extension here like that. And let me just reload this and open this. So forms, we have this. Okay, so heading is fixed, and there is some payment tracking. So it has added the default payment system from the PayPal. So there is a PayPal Visa field with this. Obviously, there's no fields for the payment anyway. So CVC file expired, everything is there, which added a 3D as auth, Visa, MasterCard. So these are the sample data which you can enter to test your payment integration for the developers. So this is for the forms, which is done. I'm moving forward to the CSS, and I have already listed down all the features that I want inside the CSS. So these are the things which is about 30 or 40. Added all the security features, recolor with the AI, CSS inspector, color palette output, and recolor with the AI or something like that. Let it complete and we will see the output. CSS part is done. wanting me to check the changes, but the file is actually huge. We need to do something about this splitting in using the module functionality of the Chrome. But for now, I think this is great because it's going to host that locally, but the size will be getting huge. We need to improve that because our toolkit is actually resource intensive, I will say. So we need to split that for speed optimization. So now it's reloaded. Let me go to my website and select this. So forms are working. Inside the CSS, we have a lot of tools here, which is 50 plus tools. These are the statistics, that is number of style sheets present, number of inline styles, and number of CSS rules present on this particular page. And if we click on the first tool, which is inspector and CSS element, it will start the inspector. You can mouse over to any out there. So it has the option to either you can copy this particular code. This is a code inside that panel and you can edit that as well, I think. Okay, I don't think it's doing that. So we have one more issue to be fixed. So we can also reimagine with the AI, but it's not letting it anyway. So this is all the code of this particular heading. You can extract any code here. There you go. Click on copy, but you cannot edit. So we have one issue. Anyway, it will be fixed in the next. So let's move to the box model. So it will show the box model in very intuitive way, different one. Now computed style. So it will show the computed style for the font, all the padding, overflow, line weight, height, font family we are using, and you can copy any element style you share. If I add something like make it light version, I don't think it will be working anyway. It may give me a code, but it is not going to implement on the left side. So I want it to implement on the website. Let's click on apply to page. So it's not working. Also restyle with AI with the prompt. Apply to page is not working. It must change the page CSS rules. So this is the second issue. It's very normal to get sub issue, but you have to do an audit. So this is style control. This is a toggle button. Okay, yeah, this is a toggle button. So if you want to disable all style, you can simply go here, and there is embedded style, inline style. You want to disable linked styles, print styles, and if you want to show print, so this how your print will look like, black and white. And this is a show add hand handled and reload sheets. There you go. So if you want to clear all the cache, you can simply go ahead and restore whatever you have done. So this is something which is style control. Design extraction, you can extract colors. As you can see on this page, we have this color. But if I click on reimagine, so I would say make it light. So it will start generating new palette. But the thing is, apply to the changes. I don't think it's working right now. Let's wait for this to finish. Here we got our panel, but there's no apply to the side. So this is what we need to do. So here what I'm going to say is in the design extraction, AI reimagine color must implement on live website. So this is another. So there's a extract typography. So it will extract the typography. As you can see, this is the typography which we are using on our website, which is Mozilla headline. And we can preview any Google. There you go. I don't think it's working. Preview fonts. We can search the preview, but we cannot. Oh, there it is. Playfair. Yeah, we cannot preview that. So there's another. So not working. It must replace page with selected Google font. There's another. So let's move on to the next is analysis tool. So it will show all the origin, ownership, coverages, used and unused. So unused CSS list is huge. We can just simply, and there's a AI cleanup suggestions. So if I click on AI cleanup suggestions, it's working. So let's see how it's going to implement that. And there you go. So this is the backdrop review. It could be used with the dialog, and this is likely a part of global. So what it will do is it actually show the dependent classes. So it says it could be used with the dialog. So dialog is also working inside this. So there's a base styling text. So core inline. So it may be using in technical content pages. So these are the summary with, we keep all the basic pseudo element selectors, review carefully, and there's a safe to delete. None in the list are likely safe to remove. So this is how you can simply use AI for the cleanup suggestions to move forward. So layout tools, which show you breakpoints like that, and show media queries, which is huge for a developer to see which site has what type of media queries. So AI responsive tune, so you can responsive tune with the AI. So let's see, optimize for 3 60px mobile. So it will generate the media queries. So you can simply get that for your website. Let's see if it works. There you go. So it will provide you all the media queries that can be done for your page. And moving forward to the detect framework, so view rules, so it will show all the rules by JavaScript, Bootstrap, and list goes on. So this is a CSS in GS mapper, the framework. So this is something, and this is the AI features. So there are many AI features here, but I don't think it's all working. Make it light mode, but I don't think it's working right now. So none of them is working. So it'll just show you the way you can use AI from the different, but we need to implement that. So this is not working. So let it generate and test one by one so that we can rectify that in our next prompt. Let it complete here. There it is showing this, but if I click on apply page changes, it's not getting apply. So this is one text to prompt CSS patcher. So add px to all cards padding. So if I click on generative, let's see if it does add that. Yeah. So I would say pages are working. Work around this for all features inside CSS. So let's test other if it's working. For example, AI refactor messy CSS. Okay, so we need to paste messy CSS here. It won't detect. So there's a design from the screenshot. So it says this feature design. So we need to change the vision capable AI model media placeholder to let user upload image. So this is one, and so here is the layout explanation. So it will show how this layout likely works. So to great, it will provide you each and every detail about your layout and utility class generator. Okay, that's new. So AI naming and documentation. Paste ugly a class name like AI and it start naming it with the correct ones. AI animation helper, smooth fade in from left, bouncing button on hover, bouncing button on hover. Let's do something. Let's see it apply that to all the buttons. So we have this, it does bounce. That's great. And style consistency check, component style checker, AI property checker. So there is you go with all the AI tools, but we need to do these changes and then we are done for the today. CSS part is done, and let's see and test that out. First we need to reload this particular extension and let's go to our website. Let's toggle on white. So this is a CSS inspector. Let's type here. Oh, so inspector is also working, and okay, so inspector is also working with all the codes. We can edit and generate one. So this is the extraction is also working here. So if I click on reimagine, we can add random colors, and you can see on the line here. There you go. So let me just first disable this stop. Yeah, design extraction. So random colors, you can see all the colors are pretty random. We can also add AI generated patterns. So let's see, and there you go. So CSS applied. So these are the colors that is from the AI generated palette anyway. So let's move on to the next is style control. So there's also a button of AI fix it all for all the contracts, and it will generate the code to fix that. So AI features. So there's a design from the screenshot. It will create the design, and there is AI animation helper. So let's say bouncing button on hover. So it will generate that animation, which we also tested before. So the component style generator. So it will style a component based on our design elements. So AI property helper. So just type out any CSS property. It will start explaining that property to you. So there's a unify to design tokens, which is also great. So all the AI features are working as now. So this is about the CSS, and that's all for the day 2. And for the day 3, we will try to cover all the media section, cookies, JavaScript, resize, and all the AI tool that is going to help our developer. So we need to complete that as well. Also the integration with the page speed and the schema as well. So this is done for today, and we have completed a lot of stuff. And after that, we will upload our Chrome extension to the web store. So that's it for now. Okay, so it's day 3, and let's move on to our next is cookies. So for the cookies section here, we need to build a more robust one with the tools which we have already done for the forms and CSS. And so I took the help of the ChatGPT with the thinking model to list out all the features we can add to the cookies part, and there it goes. So the purpose of this is to also calculate how to calculate the type of features is here. So this is the prompt which I input inside the ChatGPT, which you can also use for your project, which is list them in one go. All the prompts and all the hack packs are available inside this course. So you will be able to see that as well. Anyway, so let's move on. So I'm going to paste that here. But before, what we need to do is now continue link cookies as per other cookies section. So these are the tools that is available for the cookies. And after you paste all that, then you will say don't stop until the end. And next is you can say is to don't break the functionality of other sections. Double check your output. And if you need some guidance, always provide web access. Search on web, keep it responsive as other sections. That's it. So let's press enter. So now it will start building it for our features. Okay, so it's done. So the category core, privacy, AI, security, and the workflows are done. Let's test this out. And to test one, we need to reload our extension. So let's reload this. We have a cookie section. So total number of cookies are this. If you click on grant permission, so cookie permission has been granted. So either you can analyze everything about this cookies data with the AI, but we have a different set of cookie metrics. And here you can see the different types of first party and maybe a third party there. You can create one and bulk edit one. There you go. With a simple interface, you can create one. Okay, so there is something which you need to improve. So create cookie, pop-up freeze, and also improve its UI as background is transparent. So we need to improve the UI of this. Yeah. You can also search for the cookies, for example, third-party cookies, just right from this filter, which is not secure. So these are the cookies which is not secure and expiring less than 7 days. This is also another one. So this is one, the cookie matrix, and there is a privacy and compliance. So classify all cookies. So as you can see, 3P spotlight, so 90% privacy score. So the essential are required for the site functionality 3, analytics 0, track user behavior. So it's not yet tracking anything. So there's the advertising, cross-site advertising is there, and the preferences is there. There's a persona snapshot. You can create new persona, but there is actually button is not working. Fix. So we can actually take snapshot, compare that, export JSON, import JSON, and clean state. And the persona profiles cannot be selected. This one needs to be edited. So now coming on to debugging. So if we can stop. So expiring today cookies are these, total cookie size are this, and save behavior tester. So these are the different type of auth session monitor. So it's also freeze. Let's copy and paste that here. There you go. And what else is here? So there's a third party analysis, generate map is also not generating anything. So the security compliance. So if you click on run full audit, so there's actually also working. Let's go to the next is the AI features, but let's see. Test first, manage cookie bookmarks. This is also not working. Now moving forward to the AI features. So AI cookie purpose and explainer. Also these are not working. So let it fix and we will be back once it's done. Okay, so great. So everything is working right now. Let me reload this. And after that, let's go here. So we have cookies. Every AI feature is not working. For example, let's do a AI privacy risk summary. So it will start explaining what type of risk you have to your privacy from this particular website. So this is one, let it complete. There you go. So it will tell you overall privacy risk is low. There are minimal privacy concern, recommendation for users, compliance, disclosure, even with the low risk decide cookie policy explaining the purpose of this. So this is one, and there is actually another AI features that is AI consent policy generator also, which we can simply generate using this. So every other functionality is working. For example, if you want to create a bookmark of your cookies, you can simply do that with the here. And the cookie matrix, the button which was not working, now working. Even the bulk edit is working. So there is third-party analysis is also working. So every other reports are working. Run full scan audit. So there you go. So this is about cookies. And now moving forward to the media part. And here we have all the functions available for the media. and there's actually more I want to do. For that, I've entered these basic features, which is disable images, disable alt attributes, disable image dimensions, view information, for example, EXIF data, something like that. And also outline images with adjusted dimensions, outline images with empty alt attributes, and actually more. There you go. And now there's actually more, which I instruct the GPT to make one. And let me just copy these. Some of them is actually very great, which is the image inventory panel, which will tell us all about the PNG, its EXIF data and all. So this is something which I want to add to our media section. And so there's a lazy loading and priority audit, responsive image debugger, CDN and host overview, and the list will go on. Let me just copy this and paste that here, and don't stop until you do. Or if you have doubts, search at. Always give web access, because it's actually very important to do. For the same, check your output and don't break the functionality of others. Always name new variables, elements. Don't use other ones. So this is one. So let it complete. Okay, so now our media panel is also done. So let's just test it out. First, we need to reload this, and going forward to my website fromslove.com, and let's activate this web dev tool. So here, the media. Yeah. So now it says number of images are here, number of videos are also here. So there's also a few options here, which is download zip. So JZip library is not loaded, so I think we need to add one. So let's see if we have to do that here in the side panel. It's already added, I think. Oh, let's see if the library link is working. Yeah, it's working. Anyway, so let's go to the gallery here, and here we can select multiple image, and we can also see the dimensions. And if I click on select all, okay, it's not working. So download selected is also not working. I think if I want to download this, yeah, it's also not working. So all images also not working because of JSON library not loaded, and it is selected. We cannot select by type is also not working. So we need to type that as well. Okay, so now moving forward to the developer tools. So we need to optimize the gallery, and basic image tool, which is disable images. Hide images is working, and hide background image is also working. So reload image is also working. So display all text has been displayed on the image. As you can see, it says prompt love, so there's no alt text on these. But if we just move on to below, yeah, so JSON T MIL, so these are the alt text which is there. So now show dimensions, now it will start showing the dimension, and show path. So this will show path of our images. Show image info, it's about the income screenshot, it's called sales proof, it's about traffic screenshot. So find broken, so if there is a broken, it will find. So there you go. So one found one image is broken, so it's just failed to load. And there's an outline all, so it will outline all like this. No alt attribute ones, empty all. So there's a no dimension ones. So it all so clear overlays, oversized one, it will also outline that. So this is the basic tools. So developer tools is to build inventory. Let's see. Okay, build inventory is not working. So download functionality as above is not working. Showing JZip not loaded. What more we need to do? Build inventory not working. So everything else could not detect, may need a refresh. Okay, yeah, now it detected the LCP. Responsive image debugger is working. All other features are, I think, working. And if we go to the video tools here, so it will scan all the videos, which will tell you about all information. And the performance analyze impact, it will tell you the image count is 31, the total size is about 228 kbs, and unsized image is this. So the recommendation is add width and height to 8 images to prevent CLS. So we need to add that because this is what we needed. And there's a media with a throttle simulation, you can simply go from here. So accessibility and CEO, so total has alt is 31, missing is none, so everything is working fine. So we have a social preview as well, the OG tags, which is generated already. Video schema checker, there's actually no video object found. So caption checklist, if you have a video based CMS, then you need to check that out. AI features, so there is a AI alt text checker generator. So here it will tell you for which image you want to generate, it will generate the same. And this is actually very personalized. So now it will start generating one. And there's actually much more. The AI image usage documentation, AI compression, AI design tokens from images, and the list goes on. So it's creating the both. Let it finish. So there are AI video summary, AI guidance. So if you have a videos, you can simply get the guidance from the AI. Let me wait for, we have got ourselves media section ready. So if you go to the media section, you can simply download zip file, go to the gallery and select all to get all the information. And rest we have already tested out, and everything else is working just fine. So this is about the day 3. Here we have media section and cookies section. So the progress is really great. And now next, tomorrow we will do the JavaScript and rest of the tools, and then we will move forward to pushing this to the web store. Okay, so welcome to the day 4 of building our Chrome extension using AI. And now we are done with the forms, cookies, CSS, media, and we need to do today a JavaScript and adding PageSpeed Insights, Schema as well, which is not working right now, and more tools to be added here. So I'll try to wrap this up today, but let's see if time constraint is not the problem. So now here is the prompt, which is now build JavaScript tools. So these are the list of tools. First is the name, like I've told you previously, that first define what you want to create, and then the calculation, because this is very technical field and it needs some clarification how you going to calculate such tools. So for this, I have first is the tool name, then the calculation, and then the use case for each functionality. So this is what I have added. This is very lengthy one, so I used ChatGPT to explain that in bit detail. This is the final prompt. Plus I let the AI agent to search on the web for more use cases and inbuild that into the JavaScript for the developers. And last is don't stop until you do all the above, and don't touch other tools code because I don't want to break anything. So anyway, now before pasting it, always select this start with the history. There you go, and press enter. Before moving forward, let me give you one tip how to check console for your Chrome extension. So if you inspect on this page for the console errors for your extension, it won't work. So you have this toolkit, and after that right click on it and click on inspect. You will get a new window with all the console elements, networks, performance, and other errors as well. So you need to right click on the extension itself. But if you are not using the side panel, you can inspect that pop up like that. So it will tell you all the errors like here. So this is how you going to inspect your Chrome extension for errors, networks. Okay, so JavaScript module has been completed, and if I reload this, which I've already done, there you go, and then we'll launch our extension. So we have this JavaScript, and now you can see button is disable JS. So if you do that, then JavaScript disabled may not function correctly. This is for the web designers. If you are testing some part of your page for the debugging or something, then this will be beneficial for you. And next is the diagnostics. So here you will see all the diagnostics, the logs, the rejected, the error related to your JavaScript. And this is nice statistics, number of event listeners, framework, and asyncs. So now moving forward, the first is the error and warning aggregator. If you start that, you can see there's no error. So there's no point of doing these, but it will show you another features, that is source map, error mapping. So ignore list, vendor scripts, and variable watch panel, and list goes on. So next is the network and API. So it's actually when you use API, then it will perform some task. So it will start monitoring all fetch and XR requests. So it will start doing the API usage here, which is not getting captured. But if you are doing a web development, only then you will be able to do this if you are developing on localhost. Why? Because if you are doing that on a production level website or app, then obviously you have the security measures installed to not expose to the console. So that's why you don't see anything here. Now moving forward to the performance review. So you can simply start recording it and start browsing your app, something like this, and it will start recording your performance snapshots. They have multiple event handler analysis, JS coverages. As you can see, the total number of bytes and total number of scripts. So these are the memory leak helper, heap snapshot, and GSC monitor as well. Next is the event listeners. So we don't have the event listener, that is why, but we have something like a reload. There will be a search option. So as you can see, there's an event storm detector. There are different type of a DOM mutation monitor. So here's the module dependency map, which can show you the number of ES modules has been on your page and number of scripts. Now they have different types of detections. You can simply go ahead and check that out. And there's a security scanner, so it will run full scan for different type of security measures. And if you want to search for the specific, for example, unsafe pattern detector or something like vulnerability scanner, you can simply go ahead and check that out. And now going forward to the framework tools, it can also detect the framework. As you can see, this particular app is working with the Bootstrap and Tailwind as well. So it says it's detected. Same way, going to the testing helper, you have to pick up an element, for example, this, and it was giving you the export test code. For example, Cypress, Playwright, WebDriver, Puppet. There's an action recorder as well, console logging presets. You can simply go ahead and get this. There's a mock data generator, how many users, accounts, and there's an assertion helper as well. Now going forward to the AI features, which is all about explaining your code selection. So for example, these are something which you want to explain related to your code. You simply type your code and it will start explaining it. But we can enhance that to automatically detect the code and give it to the AI. But anyway, it's actually the nice way when you are building something. These are some prompts that you need to keep in mind to use these, because it will help you more in the development phase. So now moving forward to the next is some AI features we need to add, for example, in the AI tools. So these are basic features, which is summarize page, SEO review or something, which we don't need that much, but we have list of tools which we can do is these, which I use ChatGPT to build that. And if I see the prompt is already building right now, so now build AI tool section, but there is something which I need to do is first send all the data related to the specific use case. If it's related to the console error, then it should automatically send console errors to the AI plus our optimized prompt and render the output accordingly. So that is what I have added here. So there are a list of tools which I mentioned, and let's complete that and test that out. And the next in the pipeline is some tools which I want to add, which I will reveal the list later. And then we will integrate the schema, because it is not detecting any schema here. So maybe we need some API, but let's see. Let's search for it right away. Schema.org, if they have an API. Okay, so there's a docs. Okay, this is a docs about this. Okay, so they don't have an API, so we need to check that automatically. Yeah, there's no API here. And anyway, so we need a PageSpeed Insights API. We need this API, so we will enable this. We also need to give tutorials and documentation to the AI agent. So let's open the tutorials. There you go. And for the API services, which one we have enabled, let's go to the API library, which we have enabled. Yeah, so we need to create a credentials, but we will do that in a bit. So this is something which we need to do next, and also resolve this schema section, and we are done, ready to export, ready to push that to the web store. And for the web store, it's going to cost us around $5 registration fee, which is a one time, and we can push that to the web store. And we will also be creating much more advanced Chrome extensions, and maybe I'm planning to have AI agent build in the next, but we will think about it. And let me go here. AI features is also implemented, so let's test this. Okay, so developer helper, so these are the list. Okay, so there's, yeah, so now let's move on to our extension page, reload this, and let's move on to our page and reload this as well. There you go. So we have different kinds of command center. Okay, so analyze this page, and for this page there are certain scenarios: user cannot log in, checkout fails, or layout breaks, page too slow, pre-launch checklist. So AI agents performance. So this is a performance agent is analyzing. So these are the scores. Okay, so analyzing page structure. Let's see the inspect element. If there is a console errors, so there's actually none. Security snapshot. Optimize the page layout with copy to clipboard and ask AI button to keep on asking the AI about it. Also for AI chat below toolbar, let's add the functionality. add drop down context menu to set like console data, page data, network data, core web vital data to send to AI plus user prompt to get the results, and also add history chats to store all historical chat. Also search entire code base to revert to let AI output only in HTML for better output formatting. That's it. So this will enable our Chrome extension to have the context data here, and also the history pages with all the navigation, and also to stylize this because this looks very odd. So we need to style this better. So anyway, everything else is working just fine. So we have got our AI tools, we have got more tools, and for the more tools we will add once this is finished. Then we will move on to the more tools. Okay, so schema is also working. So as you can see, the schema is added the software application. So this is working. So if I go to the CopyRocket AI, we have multiple schemas added here. So for example, here on the AI tools, let me go here, which is AI social, close this. So it says none, but we have multiple tools added here. Yeah, it still says none, but if I show you the schemas one, there you go, you can see there are multiple article breadcrumbs FAQs has been added. So this is something which we need to input that here. Anyway, so let the tool do that. We will move on to the page speed, we will move on to the more tools, page speed, schema, and then push our extension to the web. Okay, so it's all done. Even the PageSpeed Insights has been added to our Chrome extension. Let me go here. And to create a API key, you need to go to console.google.com and search for a PageSpeed Insights API. And if you search for it, there will be a enable button here. You need to click on that, and now then click on manage. There is a credential option, and here you need to create one API key. So let me create one API key, and let's go to here, reload this extension first. Now let me move here, and there's a settings. So it's already configured. Get free API key you can get from here, which has this link, get free API key from here, or you can get from credential or from console.cloud.google.com. And let me copy this here. I will delete this key anyway, so let me paste this. So API key is saved, and now moving forward to here, let me reload this page. So there's a check option. Okay, so check option is still redirecting to another page, but the schema is also working, so that's fine. And this is also my Instagram, YouTube, and X handle for the branding, which I've also added and developed by this. Join us on. We need to improve this as well. I want to input our logo here. Anyway, so let's go to the AI tools, which is also redesigned. As you can see here, there is history chats. Click on open. Okay, so open is not working. So let me see the console error. There's actually no console error, but open is not working here. Anyway, even new chat is also not working. So let me do here on the chat history page, open button not working. There's double new chat option. New chat must open new full page view window of AI chat with starter prompts. So this is something which I want, so this will be added. So for AI tools, these are the instructions, these are the pages. So let's search for something like architecture, and if we start creating one, and let's wait for the output, and these are the AI ask button. I want to add as a full page for the next, and let's just test this. There you go. Ask AI button is also working for the follow-up question. That's great. And let's move to the more tools. So these are the tools that you can use: abbreviation, access keys, anchors, topography. There you go. This is great. These are tag names you can see here. Let me reload this. So these are all the information. So this is a validation. If we click on fail to fetch, okay, see CSS is getting validated. So here what I'm going to say is validation shows failed to fetch. This is one, and I think this is working. Yeah, this one is working. Accessibility, this is also working. Links, working. Schema, working. Only HTML is not working, so we will test that out in a bit. Anyway, there's a tables options. Tables, there's no table here. Let me go here. Table, there you go. It highlighted this table. Color info. Okay, so these are not working. View information, these were working. And there's an outline anyway, absolute. Yeah, this is one working. Relative also working. Captions, obviously. Headings, this, everything is working here. That's fine. Okay, so let's test out the more tools which we have. This PageSpeed Insights, current page. And let's analyze for the mobile. So start analyzing it. Let's wait. And there you go. So the performance, accessibility, best practice, SEO. And you can see here all the details about it. But we need more information about each, like reduce in you save this and minify css, and there is reduce css and use css, minify css, minify javascript. So we need to change these opportunities. Page speed insights shows just opportunities, add more in detailed info, check its API, and also on home page of the extension add the link of page speed, check to the page of PageSpeed Insights. So this is something which I want to add. Okay, so last thing is we need to improve the CTA. For the improve promptslove.com CTA from the home page, add like with a link, follow us on social handles, right? So this is great until now. And now after this, I think most probably the issue will be fixed. We need to push that to our web store, and for that we need to create a Chrome web store developer account. And before doing that, we need two more things to be done. The first thing is to scan our Chrome extension for security fixes. Second is to minify our JS and CSS to load faster. And then we will search for all the security measures to be applied, and then we will package our content. Registration has been completed. So let me log in again. Continue. Action required. This is trader, non-trader. We will move forward to this in a little bit. So let's just complete our extension here. All functionality is working just fine. Now we need to delete a panel from the inspect element, which is a DevTools panel here. We need to delete this. We don't need it anymore because everything is getting from our side panel, which is from here. So everything is ready. All the tools which is working, and text stacks, page outline, everything is working here. So now we need to deploy that Chrome extension to our Chrome web store. For that, here what I'm saying is delete that panel from console, then search web for best practices for Chrome extension, and double check our code base for the same. Then build package to upload to Chrome web store, and step by step instructions. Search web for the up to date instructions and press enter. So everything is done. Now we need to just build a package and export that to the Chrome web store. Let me go here. Yeah, there's, so everything is, so these here we need to add new item. So we need a CRX file or a zip file to upload. So let the AI agent do its job. Then we will start the next step of publishing it to the Chrome web store. So let's just wait for that. Finally, our package is ready to upload. So it's right now uploading. So if we go to the AI editor, every errors is fixed, and there is a publish.md file where we have every information here. So first it says the step-by-step instruction. So it will also provide the required asset. One we have, the rest are remaining, which we need to design and post. And there's a description section where we need to type, and there's a developer tools, which is a category, language, and privacy policy. If you collecting user data, we are not collecting any user data, so we don't need that anyway. So here you go. So title for the developers toolkit, summary from this is this, and the description. So description is about 16,000 characters, and for that to fill, it also rewrite that for us, like here. Let me just copy and paste that. There you go. There is a select category. So for the select category, developer tools, and the language is English. And this is the icon which we need to build. I have already a Canva template, so let me upload that. There you go. And for this, so image guidelines, let's read the guideline. Yeah. So we need 128 by 128. So if it's already in the 1:1 ratio, we need to resize it 128 by 120. Resize this design. Now it will start redesigning it. Dev icon 128, and let me download this. Transparent background, PNG is preferred, and it's downloaded. There you go. So here is the promo video, which we will add that later. Okay, and there's a screenshot, so we need 5 screenshots of this. So let's go to the Canva and build one. So I've designed this one cover image and uploaded to the store listing, which is here, and added the official URLs. These are the URLs from my Google Search Console. So homepage URL and the support URL, which is from the members page. So this is one. And then we cannot submit this app. So this is an option that justification is needed. And if you see the MD file that is created by the AI agent, so they have this permission justification. Every line is there. You just need to copy and paste that. So here we will be copying and pasting this. And where you need to paste this is privacy. So here single purpose is done. Storage, side panel, so active tab, just we need to. So what are these actually? These are the statement that you are giving to Google, that what type of activity you are doing with these permissions, because these are the list of permissions. So there's a tabs, queries tabs. There you go. Just copy and paste all of it. So these are for the menus, alarms, cookies, web request. Just ask your AI agent what you need to type in these, because it has the knowledge of your code base. Just copy and paste wherever required. Make sure the heading should be the same. This is a browsing data and it should be under the browsing data. Host permission. So there is, are you using remote code? No, I'm not using remote code because everything will be local. So data usage. So what you need to select and deselect, and check none of the boxes because extension doesn't collect any of these. That's great. You need to host a privacy policy. Here's example. You can host on, continue. And we need to host a privacy policy, but we have one on our page, which is promptslove.com. So for now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste that here. Privacy policy. Just copying and pasting that here. I will update that privacy policy in a bit. So there you go. Save draft. And still it says, why can't I publish? To publish your item, you certify that your data user complied with that. You can certify on the privacy practice tab of the page. Okay, so we need to certify these. I do not sell, transfer or user data to third parties. I do not use or transfer data that are related to my single. And so there you go. You must provide a contact email, enter accounts tab. Okay, we need to add that into accounts tab. I needed to verify my email into the accounts tab. You have to do the same. So email is verified, everything is uploaded and up to date. And now just click on submit review, and this submit for review. Every extension is reviewed prior to publication, which can take several weeks. So that's fine. So this is what we wanted. So it may take 3 days, 4 days, even a week to do. I will update that on my channel or promptslove.com. So that is all about building your Chrome extension and how to publish that to the Chrome store. And there's actually much more coming in the future. I hope you join me on promptslove.com and support my work. So this is just the starting. We have only done the 2 courses, and there's actually many more in the pipeline. We are going to build mobile apps, and we are going to build desktop apps and much more. So you are going to learn a lot of things. So that's it for now. So see you on the next course. Now, as you can see, our Chrome extension has been pushed to Chrome Web Store. Here it is. So this is published, it's on public, and if you click on it, you will find all the information here. And if you click on this particular URL, it will land on the landing page. So there it is, our custom Chrome extension built with AI. So obviously we more SEO optimize this on the listing, but we need more users to try that out and add to your Chrome. And first thing you need to do is to go to the settings. You need to add your own API key, PageSpeed Insights API key, and the list goes on here, and also the writing tone as well. So this is something which we have built over the past 4 days. So that's for now. So I hope you will copy this blueprint and create your own custom Chrome extension using this guide which we have done. So let me recap this. There's 3 things that are very important here. First is your context files. So context file is very important for building any app. So for the context, you need to get the context from all the tech stack you are using. For example, Chrome Web Store, how it works, it's all there on the internet. All you need to do is you feed your AI to all those information, and then your AI will create the context empty file, which is the context engineering file, such that it has all the information and don't go beyond that limitation as well. And next thing you need to do is to get the UX friendly designs. So for that, I have already told you, you can simply go ahead for the free tools, Google Fonts for the fonts, and best practices guide by Google. And there's a third is colorhunt.com to get all the color combination, and you can simply feed that to the AI so that it won't go beyond that. And third is iteration. Iteration is very important. Iteration and testing. After each successful generation by the AI, you need to go ahead and test each and every function so that nothing is left behind. So that is what we have done in this course. So this is about the conclusion of this course. So I hope you have learned something, how to build one, market one. So that's it for now. See you in the next course. Then bye-bye.